All right, so we move on to number 2. And the second thing you can do to protect yourself from toxic men is not be afraid to ask for things. Now, listen, because I already know some of y'all minds are going to different places, all right? So let me clarify. When I say not being afraid to ask for things, a lot of you have reached a point in life where you have gotten used to doing things for yourself, all right? And you are proudly an independent woman. But I always say to have a successful relationship, you need interdependence, all right? And it's very easy for a woman who has become so used to and conditioned to her independence to have a conflict with sliding into an interdependent role. Interdependent being that you are able to rely on each other, count on each other, do for each other, all right? Yes, you could handle it yourself, but you shouldn't have to. All right. If he's going to be the man that you can share your life with, that you can join together with, then he has to show that he's capable of stepping up in certain areas. He has to show a willingness to do for you. And now, yes, some of you may say, well, why should I have to ask? He should just offer. Granted, he should be offering and looking for ways to be helpful. But if you give off the vibe that I always got it taken care of, or you constantly reject his offers, because that's the thing. As a woman who has gotten used to doing it herself, you may not have even realized how much you turn down his offers. All right. This is a very small example, but it shows you the mindset that happens here. Let's say carrying groceries. Let's say you guys are hanging out and every time you go grocery shopping, you carry your own groceries and he asks you, yo, let me carry that for you. And you always say, I got it. I got it. I can take care of it. I'm good. There will come a point where he will stop asking. Not because he's unwilling to do it, but you have repeatedly told him, I got this. I don't need you to do this. All right. And so now a man's not going to keep trying to push the issue. He's just going to let it go. And this happens at a greater level in so many ways. I was just speaking to a close friend at the gym, and we talked about a friend of his who's been going through some depression, a woman. And one of the issues that she expressed to him was feeling like nobody has her back, nobody checks on her. And what came to me to ask him was, is this a woman who they feel like always has it together? Because what I have seen in life, and this can happen to men and women, but we're talking about women here, is that when you become the rock in your family or in your friend circle, when you become the one that's always, I got this, and you're either afraid to ask for help or uncomfortable with it, or you shoot down help, people start to become conditioned to thinking you're always okay. I don't have to check on you. You're strong. You're going to be fine. Anytime I ask you if you need, nah, you good. You got it. And so we have to be very careful with it, that we're not creating the environment that we're going to end up resenting, that we're going to end up being frustrated by. And so now in romantic relationships, this happens all the time, where the woman starts off not wanting to ask, constantly declining, getting with the man, maybe even getting married. And now you're in an environment where he does not do for you like that, where he does not take initiative. So we've got to establish early that, no, that's not the way this goes. So yes, it doesn't mean you have to ask him for money, okay? It doesn't mean you have to ask him for crazy things that may make the situation uncomfortable. But it could be very simple things like, can you grab that for me? Can you carry this for me? And again, just to initially show that you're willing to accept his help. Now, if you do find yourself always having to ask and he never offers, we got a whole different problem right there. But I want you to get comfortable that when you genuinely need some help, ask. When you need him to pour into you, and it's not even just help or favors. If you need more from him as far as his efforts, you should be willing to ask. If, for example, you need to hear from him more often, you should not be afraid to ask him to reach out to you more, or to establish that this is a requirement for you, this is a need. Because again, he may not understand what you're looking to have poured into you. And by you being more transparent, this is going to be good for you to become comfortable in expressing your needs. And it's going to be good for him, if he's serious, to be able to pour into them. So now by doing this, you expose the toxic man, because when you ask and all he has is complaints and excuses, we got a problem. If he's gonna make it this big old issue, we got a problem. If he's never actually doing what he says he will do, we got a problem. Do you see where we're going here? Because the toxic man is trying to do less for more. He is trying to minimize as much effort as possible to get as much as he can from you. So therefore, he will not take kindly to your request of any kind. But the guy who's serious would. So you will have an easier time seeing, can this man be what I need? And let me say this before we move on to the next point. It's not just about what you need today. It's about what you're going to need going forward. All right. So a lot of women say, but I'm fine. I am actually okay doing it myself right now. Cool. But are you going to be okay doing it yourself for the next 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, however many years? If you know that's not the type of relationship you want in the long term, you have to establish that early, because how you start can be how you will finish. And if you start off by making him think he does not have to do for you, then you're going to find yourself in a relationship where he's not doing a damn thing for you. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Sometimes it can feel like dating really sucks. You know, people playing games. It seems like they have 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. The struggle to meet someone who you are compatible with, or even more importantly, have a connection with.